So this week we are carrying out a bathroom refurbishment for one of the major DIY stores, shall we say. In this video we're going to be telling you exactly why we're not going to be doing any more installs for them. So part of the reason why I decided to sign up with this company for some extra work is simply because naturally a plumbing and heating company, when we go into summer months, work does tend to tail off a little bit. We're normally busy the whole rest of the year. However, I was just sort of pre-forecasting that it may be an idea to sign up with this company and start to get, you know, a couple of jobs here and there off them, just to fill out the diary basically. But to keep, the thing is, when you employ staff, you want to make sure that they're busy all the time and not having gaps in their diary. So that was part of my thinking, was if these can bulk out the diary in other areas just to keep us busy, then it might have been a no-brainer. But what we don't want to do is just being busy for the sake of being busy, and then we're, as a company, we're not really making any profits off doing those jobs.
Okay. Lost chance for anyone?
Just get it out, Bet. Get your Hoover. Just get it out. Quicker we get into that now. The quicker we can get it back on.
No off pipe. Made really tough and durable. You know, the copper, if you have a look at the copper, it's thicker than what it is now. So Harry's going to be taking the toilet out, laying new flooring in here, and then reinstalling a new toilet. Running new pipes around to allow for us to be able to fit a shower tray, because the pipes need to be lower. A new wall needs to be built here, ready for the shower tray to go in. And then if we've got time today, then we will prep the floor ready for the flooring to go down.
Yeah. No, nothing from us.
Yeah. I'll do the pipes after, so.
Waste pipe in the back. Which way are you going to go?
Whoever cut it as well, cut it perfectly.
What?
Cut it perfectly around that waste pipe.
thing now, split. What?
Oh, proper. Okay, so that is day 2 done on this bathroom project we're on for one of the large DIY stores. So, reason 1. So, we turned up on site yesterday and lo and behold, there was items missing. The designer completely sort of, well, we didn't even have a 3D rendered design. So, when I done the survey, there was I had no visual to know exactly what was going to go on inside this bathroom. I could only go off what the customers were telling me. So that was pretty poor in the first instance. Materials missing and no 3D rendered design. Reason 2. So as I said, yesterday we turned up and the installation manager, because this was our first install with them, turned up yesterday as well. He caused us extra delays by spending a lot of time checking to make sure we've got our first aid kit, our fire extinguisher, health and safety, all that sort of stuff, which granted is what should be checked. But on top of having items missing and the customer being very stressed for the fact that they weren't very happy with this company, it led to, we pretty much, all we were able to do yesterday was the rip out, whereas normally we do a rip out and then start, say, first fixing, for example. Reason 3. So as I said, yeah, they do have health and safety, and they have an installation manager naturally who's going to come out and check and make sure that we're doing everything we should. But they do make you jump through a lot of hoops. So we've got to use their software to survey. They actually, they want you for the survey to go into one of their stores, pick up carbon copies like this for you to do the survey with, fill out the survey, then you have to go home, log in onto their software and transfer that data then over from the paper copy onto the digital version. Why this can't all just be done on site, but the reasons I'm getting told is by having the paper copy and getting the customer to sign it as the installer, then we're protected if the customer decides not to pay us for their side of the extras. So I just find the survey side of things very messy, why it can't all just be streamlined. And like I say, they do make you jump through hoops. So the system that they use, you've got to tick a lot of boxes. So even when you come to the end as well, then you've got obviously a quality control things that you've got to do. So this just adds all more time. It's not just a case of turn up and start, you're installing a new bathroom. You're having to do lots of other things as well with their app and with their paperwork and everything to make sure that you're going to get paid. And to add to that, the app is really confusing. So they'll pay you for what we call a dry fit, or what they call a dry fit, and they give you a set price. Then what they class as specialist works, so if you're like tanking the area, building a stud wall, all that sort of stuff, you've then got to price that separately, and the customer pays for the specialist work side of things. When you're doing this onto their app, it is just it's very confusing. And probably the most biggest reason why we're not going to bother doing any more work for them is because prices just don't stack up. So you get to see the full total installation cost that the customer is expected to pay to this company. They then take 50% of the installation cost, and as the installer we get the other 50%. It's just, by the time you run the numbers with the dry fit that they will pay you, yes, there's going to be specialist works on top as well. However, I just can't see the numbers stacking up for my business. Granted that some people probably are making it work for themselves with this DIY company, but I just don't think the numbers are ever going to stack up for us, especially with all the hoops that you've got to jump through.